The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Peace, 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 peace. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. This is your host EQ, and welcome to the cipher. Peace. Let me see what's going on. Make sure we are live. I want to see fire in the chat. I'm not seeing a lot of comments. Let me make sure this is working. Yeah. All right, I see some fire in the chat. Make sure, get some things going. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling tonight? Let's go. Make sure I can shoot it to the TV screen so I can see it. All right, I see fire in the chat.
The cipher. EQ.
Let me make sure this thing is going on the screen. That way I can see it in real time. Hold on, that ain't working. Why is that not working? Give me a second. Technical difficulties. That's playing. I don't know why that's not playing. All right. Real quick, let me see money in the chat to make sure it's playing because my thing acting up. Let me see the money sign.
It's the new cipher.
And then I'm just going to figure out this thing, my phone. I don't know why it's just acting up. Because I need to be able to see it on the phone. That's bizarre. I can't even see my I can see other lives, but I can't put it on the screen, and I don't know why that's not working. All right, we just gonna have to go through it and figure it out. I don't know how I'm gonna see y'all comments. I have to make it work. All right, I think I got it now. All right, cool. Cool. Peace, and more peace. It is a vibe. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Friday. Some people here, some people ain't. It's kind of a short crowd for me, man. Only 26 people here in the live, so we'll see. I don't know if that's a 29 people in the live. Just, the short crew. Go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the like button on the way in. This is probably one of my shortest starting lives. Fridays, it's just kind of hit and miss. I know people said they wanted me to go live Friday instead of Thursday, but I don't know if I'm gonna do Fridays again. If this gonna be, if 26 is gonna be, but we're gonna go ahead and show out replay gang and just hit the replay gang, and it just is what it is. So some of the videos we're gonna be discussing today, we're gonna be doing a couple of things. I'm gonna be unboxing a couple of new fragrances. Some of the new fragrances we're going to be talking about will be, I'll discuss a couple of Rojas I picked up. I will be unboxing a new Bodicea. Now, the views on this Bodicea has been hit and miss. Some people was hyping it, but the couple of latest Boadiceas haven't really done anything for me. I think for the most part, I'm good on the brand. But somebody said this was like really citrusy, so I want to see what that's hitting on. it was a blind buy. I know I say don't blind buy, and to be honest, I probably didn't even have to blind buy. If I'd have went to Tyson's Corner to the mall, I probably could have smelt this and decided if it was worth buying. But I jumped out the window and did something I told y'all really y'all shouldn't do, and that's blind buy these expensive fragrances. So I kind of did that. And then I got a lot of samples. There's some fragrances, some Xerjoffs, and I'm going to be doing a first impressions on Xerjoff Louis XIII Rosé. Now, I have a feeling that it might be pretty good, but either way, I found a good deal using my Joma Shop link. The link is in the description. If you want to buy it before, especially if the first impression is good, if you want to at least put it in the cart by using my Joma Shop link, yes, I get credit for it. I would like to get credit for that. I found it for a good price. And if you want to get it, you might want to start loading that up now. I know personally, before I'm even doing the first impression, because it's supposed to be a champagne style fragrance, I'm kind of getting into that now. I went ahead and bought it before I put the link up there, before we went live. So I have a full bottle coming my way, regardless of whether I like it or not. I guess if I hate it on the first impression, I can always cancel the order. But I went ahead and put that order in to see if that's even going to be worth it. So, and then I got a few other Xerjoffs, some sketchbook Xerjoffs, Torino 25. I'm going to get my first impression on. So we're going to do that. And then at some point, we'll break it down, and I will give 10 irresistible fragrances that I think are good for the wintertime. Like, these are going to be kind of your gourmands, but not your gourmands. I've been getting away from the whole gourmand thing, to be totally honest. It's just, I don't know. Like I always told you, I don't really like going outside smelling like cookies no more. That was cool in like 2016, 2017. That's amazing. That was literally like 10 years ago, 2017, 16. I think I came on in 2018. So damn, this has been over 10 years ago since I dropped the video. I should have been more consistent. My channel will probably be bigger than what it is, but that's what happens when you record content every now and then. Yeah. Yeah, damn. That was 2016. Yeah, but anyway, I was into like smelling the whole cookies and chocolate bar, and I kind of want to go outside smelling like that personally. If you want a date, cool, but I'm gonna be talking about some fragrances that I think give hints of gourmand elements, but they do so much more than just smell like cookies a little bit. So I want to talk about some of those fragrances that I would recommend for that. So this may be a little bit longer video than I normally do it. So we'll get some in. My guy Jason, what's going on? Let me see. Drink of choice for the night. Drink of choice for the night. I'm gonna be doing Cascanes Anejo. Tequila. Cascanes is a extremely good tequila brand. As I always say, I don't like bottom shelf. Sorry, I'll drink water before I drink bottom shelf. And when you get 100% additive free tequila, it's almost better than anything else because it don't have all that sugar. It's not going to give you the headache. So yeah, that's good. That's good. So that'll be my drink of choice for the night. All right. So what we're going to get to first? We're going to get to the first impressions. So with the first impressions, let's talk about 3 fragrances. Actually, we'll talk about all of them, and then I'll go into my top 10. We'll just get through all of them. Quick first impressions. Some I'm going to maintain a little bit more than others, and some I want. So let's get to this unboxing. One fragrance. So yeah, I'm going to probably edit this video for those who don't want to watch 3 hours worth of content. I will be editing, shortening this video so it can be rewatched later. But before we do this, let's get into it. Peace, everybody, for tuning in. It's your guy, EQ. Today, we're going to be doing first impressions on a few fragrances. First impressions / unboxing on probably about 6-7 fragrances. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on it, see if it's worthy or not. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's live, to the sponsor of today's video, and that'd be Anson Belt and Buckle. With Anson Belt and Buckle, I've been using them. I like the fact that I use them. They have no holes inside. That's good for getting the perfect fit every single time. You can mismatch the belts you can get 3 belts with an additional 4th. So with using my code in the description, you can get 4 belts for the price of 3. That's 4 belts, 4 buckles for the price of 3 belts, 3 buckles. And again, it's adjustable. If you like a man, you like going out to eat, or you're going through your, summertime's coming up. We're going to be losing a lot of weight, or throughout the day, you gain weight, you lose weight based on when you're eating. You can always adjust it throughout the day for the perfect fit. And I love the belts. Personally, I wear them. That's all I kind of wear now. And I love just having the perfect fit for any belts. A belt is really important when you go out. So I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor of the video. So let's go to one of the ones that I really was looking forward to, and that's Louis the 13th Rose. Louis the 13th Rose. I'm going to be giving my first impressions on this. As I said before, I have a link in the description if you want to take time out and get your bottle before I say how good or how bad this is, because it might sell out. And it's a really good price using my Joma Shop link. So show love if you don't mind, if you plan on buying it. So I'm going to be giving my first impressions on this. Louis the 13th Rose. I haven't looked at any notes. We'll probably pull it up, look at some notes beyond this, but let's see what this hitting on. Louis the 13th. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, that's beautiful. So you get this sparkle. I can smell the champagne accord. I can smell this bubbly, effervescence, sparkly, almost translucent rosé wine or rosé champagne. If you ever had a rosé champagne, then you will instantly be reminded of this. You get the grapes, like the white grapes, the rose. People will consider this feminine because of the way the rose sparkles with, it's almost aldehydic, some musk. I feel like some smooth woods, maybe a little bit of sandalwood, could be some cedar in here. But I get tons of musk. Rose, the rose is popping. This is one that I think is going to smell better on skin. I think it's going to be better on skin. It's going to do more on skin than it does on paper. I like this. I'm going to add a bottle of this. With that said, what kind of vibes do I see this going for? I see this as spring rooftop vibes. I'm into all that brunch rooftop, white parties, wine festivals, daytime kind of thing. That's what this is, a great, like a date night. I mean, you could, but to me, this is like a brunch kind of vibe. This is a spring vibe. This is beautiful, actually. And to be transparent, the original Louis the 13th, which I have a bottle here. It's cool. 1722 Louis the 13th. It's cool. I like it. I do not love this fragrance. I've worn it several times. After I'm out, will I repurchase? Probably not. It doesn't really blow me away. But it's a solid fragrance. I like the fact that it's not like anything else. But the way the citruses and the coffee and the woods intermingle, it's kind of like always trying to find itself on my skin. It's extremely masculine. It's different, but it's a like for me, not a love for me on the original. That's just for me. I'm not mad I have it. It may grow on me, but it didn't, I'm not really like enamored by that particular fragrance. With this one, I see way more utility with this, but I like rose. So you have to like rose fragrances, citruses, maybe some white florals in here, musk, almost aldehydes, sparkling aldehydes, some woods. Let's look up the notes. Let's see what the notes got in this, at least. Let me see if I can pull up some notes on this. See if I can pull up Parfumo. I like them a little bit more than Xerjoff. I mean, more than Fragrantica. Let's see what the notes say for this. So I pulled up some notes for Louis XIII, rosé, and what we get is raspberry, pear. You got geranium, cedarwood, plum, rose, musk, amorous, vanilla. So the cedarwood was the wood I'm getting in here. Again, there's a sparkle to it. Extremely sparkle. To me, I'm glad I have a bottle coming. This is one I kind of want to put on skin, but the fragrance I really want to put on skin is the Boadicea, since I have a full bottle of that. So what I'll probably do is, as I wear this sample and when the other bottle comes, I'll probably do a standalone full review on that fragrance, just break it down and put it out. I don't even know if I'm going to do a live on it. But I like this. I like this. This isn't going to be for everybody. So let me start there. For people who see gender in fragrances, for people who like masculine, manly fragrances, this isn't going to be for you. You would rather your chick wear this. I'm telling you, you've been warned. You've been warned. For me, though, I like rose. I like fruits. This will easily be a brunch springtime fragrance. Is going to do numbers. Wintertime, when I get this bottle outside of testing, I will not reach for this again till it gets warm. When it gets warm, this is going to be an absolute vibe. It's going to be a vibe for me. Almost like I like, what's that Killian? Roses, Rose on Ice. Yeah, man. It's crisp, sparkle, floral, almost like rose water. Yeah, man, I like this. I like this. Again, it's not going to be for everybody. What I would recommend is sample. I have an eclectic style. I will lean feminine on some things. Women, for the handful of women who watch me, this is going to, you need to add this to your, you need to add this. You should add this. This going out, ladies, for the few who watch me, this is getting dressed up, going out with the girlfriends. You got your big sunglasses on, doing it big. You know, you want to stun a little bit. You got your handbag, your Chanel handbag out. You got your heels on. This is like bad bee energy. Yeah, man. As a man, I just want to see it on skin. I just got a feeling that the woods and stuff is going to come out better on skin, but we will circle back on that. I like this. Yeah, I'm glad I got a bottle. But again, I'm telling you now, it leans feminine. It leans feminine, most definitely. Will I pull it off? Yes. Because what I understand with this particular fragrance is it's going to be a conversation starter. You know, think if you're wearing, it's springtime, men, and you're wearing like a powdered blue suit with a crisp white button up, no tie on. You got the top 2 to 3 buttons undone. You got your glasses on. You got your mimosa in your hand. You got your nice white pocket square or handkerchief in there. You chilling, you vibing, fresh shape up, fresh beard cut. You sharp, good shoes. Yeah, and you can even do this like with the suit, with the powder blue suit, with even the dress tennis shoes. So if you got a pair of dress tennis shoes because you want to make the outfit a little bit more casual, yeah, you can do that with this. This is going to be a vibe. For those who live in city environments, for those who like Houston, where places where brunch and stuff, if you're into that kind of thing, this is going to be for you. If you're a in-the-house introvert kind of person, this ain't going to be for you. This is going to be for your lady. But this is going to get the ladies asking, what are you wearing? I love that. What are you wearing? Hey, what are you wearing? That's going to start the conversation. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah. I want to put that on skin before I get my like final, but before I start putting on skin, I just kind of want to wait and see if anything else blows me away. The next fragrance we will discuss the new Zaharoff Seraphim Khus. I believe Khus is how you pronounce it. Seraphim Khus. So I quickly sprayed this. I want to be reminded, so I have smelt this. This is going to be not really a first impressions, but a semi kind of like quick review, because I have not worn this out yet. I should, but I haven't worn it out yet. I just wanted to experience it again on camera to be reminded of what this smelled like. Yeah, so for those of you who like Precious Treasure from Zaharoff, Precious Treasure, the Vaseline. So if you got that fragrance and that fragrance was too nichey for you, or maybe a little dry, because that fragrance is extremely dusty, incense, woods, resins, dry. This one is almost more wearable. They smell very similar because they use similar notes to my understanding. But what makes this different and maybe a little bit more wearable is it has this beautiful tonka, some musk. You have a particular note. Let me find this note real quick. It's the note that both of them share. If you look at both notes, you'll be reminded they're extremely the same. Let me remember the notes. Let me look up the notes for this. It's the Nambian Bushman's candle. That's what it is. The Bushman's candle is what both of them share. And it stands out. You'll be reminded for those who have Vaseline. But to me, this is more wearable to me. It's just more wearable. In the cold weather, I just get tons of tonka. Tons of tonka. I get that Bushman candle. I would love to smell that like as a note by itself, because how I would describe that is, what I think I would describe that is, I don't know. I'm getting a lot of things going on with Zaharoff. And what I'm getting is incense, woods. It's creamy. I would describe this as more creamy than dry. A little bit more musky than Vaseline. And a tad bit more vanillic and sweeter. To me, again, if you was unable to get Precious Treasure, because I think that was a limited release, or you have it and you just like, I don't know, but you want something woody, resinous with hints of floral, some tonka, which the tonka is a little nutty, but also coming off a little bit like tobacco, a little bit to me, like a little bit. It comes off like tobacco to me. Sometimes tonka does that. Yeah, man. I like this. I can't wait to wear this. And if it's really cold, I want to wear this. No, I might wear this tomorrow. This might be my scent of the day tomorrow. But I like it, man. I like what he's doing with Seraphine. Zaharoff has this DNA with them it's just this woody incense kind of thing. I think he has incense in a lot of his fragrances. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I'm going to have to revisit and re-rank the house. The only fragrances I think I don't have from the house are the new releases from the Zed Creators 2.0. I don't have those. And I don't have the Justin's first release. Those are the only ones I don't have. But yeah, I like this. I like this. Now, is it like blowing me away to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm like, no, it ain't. I ain't going to lie to you. But I like the uniqueness of it. And every now and then I have a vibe for something resinous, woody, dry. This isn't going to be like for the little boy. This is for somebody who likes something very creative, wearable, masculine. I like it. I like that. Yeah, I do. I like that. I like this more than Vaseline, and I don't dislike Vaseline, but this is just more wearable. I'm going to be honest, I'll probably reach for this more than I will reach for Vaseline. Easily. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will. It's just a little bit of sweetness, more musk, and the tonka is really what kind of drives me into that. A few more fragrances I will And then at the end, maybe I'll get to the top 10. And then, so I'm going to do the Boadicea next. We got a couple of Xerjoffs. Well, I'll get through those. Let me spend some time on the Boadicea. I'll do a couple more Xerjoffs. And then I will go on a mini rant with Roja. A mini rant. And then we'll get into the main video. So, this is from the House of Boadicea. This is Lannosea or Lannosea. So retail, this is $625 retail. I did not pay that, but it's $625 retail. Now, Boadicea, like a lot of brands actually, are just going in a different direction. And that's going to be almost part of my rant is if you are used to these brands when they were like super, I don't know, exclusive or niche, they're expanding their cachet when it comes to fragrances. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's good business. They're extending their customer base. Okay, let me see how I pull this off. Look like I should be ripping the thing to the thing, but let me see. Let me see the pull tab. There go the pull tab. So you get the pull tab here. I don't know if this is gonna be their new presentation. Okay, I kind of like the box. It's like, what's this material? It's like a countertop, like a stone countertop a little bit. I like that with some gold touches. So I like this presentation better than that turn presentation. So I like that. And then it's setting in the box. And it's inside a styrofoam, so it should set in there nice and easy. So this is kind of what you get. I like this better than that other paper one. Yeah, if this is going to be the new way they go, I think I'll like it. Now, it comes in the same crest as Defender. So let's see what I think of this. Again, retail is $625 for this. I did not pay $625. If you put the name in Google search, you might find it cheaper. I don't promote places you can get it from. I just don't, because they don't pay me. So I don't know why I'm sending customers to them. It's a business decision. Okay, it's spraying right off the rip. Lemony, extremely, extremely, extremely lemony. I get lemon, leather, almost like this, almost like an alcoholic kind of drink. It's almost slightly boozy, lemony, leather thing. I mean, it's cool. $625 though. I'm gonna be honest. Nah, bro. Nah, not for me. Not for me. It's cool. I'm not blown away. I mean, here's how I look at it. Here's how I look at it. And I'm not mad at a release like this. I think it has, here's what I do like. I haven't smelt anything like this. So that's a good thing. I guess that's the good thing of not having Christian Provenzano on your team anymore. You're not going to get a lot of inspired fragrances. So I haven't smelled anything like this. That's a plus. It's pungent lemon. Like I'm getting just lemon, but it's not really lemon cleaner. It's just really strong lemon. I mean, I get the meat of the lemon. I'm getting the peel and the zest of the lemon. I'm getting all aspects of lemon, like everything from zest to the meat to the skin. I'm getting all aspects of lemon on top of leather in this slightly boozy concoction. I'm gonna end up putting this on skin. I'm not mad at it because I can see that this can probably go into a mass appealing quality to it. And I think this is where brands are going to go. And that'll be a rant for the end of it. But people who are used to brands like Roja, even Xerjoff, some, you have to understand every single fragrance that come out isn't going to be this mind-blowing, exclusionary thing. They're going to have to get into the mass appealing, long-lasting, compliment-getting bag. It's a $65 billion industry, fragrances. All right, let me put this on skin. I'm not blown away by it. Am I mad? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think the entry point for this I would prefer is like 275. 275, 280 is kind of where I would feel comfortable. I was in the threes when I got this. I think the two, oh God, lemon galore. God damn. Okay, on skin. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Ho. Okay. If you don't like a realistic lemon, I'm talking about just realistic lemon, this is not going to be for you. It's not. This is about as realistic as cutting lemons as you're going to get. Not lemon cleaner to me. It's just a lot of lemon zest, peel. I can see this as a good summer fragrance. I mean, it has a mass appealing quality. There's this booze to it. This summer drink. Let's look at the notes. Let's look at the notes. It has this almost boozy, fun, flirtatious quality to it. I get booze, leather, lemon. I get cocktail. I get a cocktail here. In leather. So, all right, it has bergamot, dates. I'm not getting dates at all. Pink pepper. I'm not getting it. You get preserved lemon. Maybe the bergamot with the lemon is doing something. You get rum. So, okay, so you have some booze to it. So I'm getting more of a white rum than a dark rum. I'm getting more white rum. Some orange blossom, some elderflower, some Lassie Cuba. I believe that's more of your lemon. I think that's also what's making it really zesty. You get some coffee. I'm not getting the coffee at all on skin. Fir balsam, maybe later on some cedarwood, oak, smoke. You get some gaiac wood, some ladanum leather. I'm getting all a boozy lemon cocktail with leather. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna come back to this. I don't dislike it. I think it's a fun fragrance. For the people who are diehard Bodicea fragrance lovers who may be upset at this release and the release of Defender, we have to remember a few things. The house has a lot of inspired fragrances. Not all of them. They have a lot of inspired fragrances. So we should calm down on the whole. We're losing the exclusivity of Boadicea. We should relax on that, especially with the amount of inspired fragrances that he did. Now, some of those fragrances I find to be really, really good. Some of them, like I think Tiger, is not worth the price I got it for, but it's a more of a collector's piece for me than anything else. When I'm out of that, I would never hunt to buy that again. But I think pound for pound, if the price didn't matter, it's probably one of the best Tiger DNA fragrances, and that's because it has something that no other one has, and that's this Mojito Accord. I can see somebody walking through Harrods, a mall, some person saying, hey, I have a new fragrance from this niche house. It's called Boadicea. Have you heard of them? No, I never heard of them. Let me let you smell this. Put it on skin. And somebody wearing this and leaving and buying this. It's inoffensive. It's inoffensive. Yes, if you keep doing this, you're going to smell a lemon in the first couple of minutes and it can come off a little pungent. But that's not how people are going to experience the fragrance around you. I'm not mad at this. But for $625, yeah, I don't think so. Even for the $330-ish, $340, I don't really like it at that price point either. I like it at the $270, $280, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But I think $325 is probably where you're gonna see something like this float around for at least a couple of years before it hits $275. I like it though. Actually, I do like it. We'll see if I love it later on. I like it though. It's different. It's not an inspired fragrance. Kudos to them. But it's kind of mass appealing. And for people who are into everything needs to be high quality, exclusivity, they're going to be pissed about a fragrance like that. They're just going to be pissed. I get why they're going to be pissed. I think they should relax. Everything's not made for you. Every house, every fragrance shouldn't be made for you. You should find some things you just ain't cool with and you good on. You should just find some. So, and that goes into my other rant in two of some of my favorite latest purchases come from the house of Roja. And where's my other bottle? Back in November, I made a purchase and I got a 10 ml sample of this fragrance. And this fragrance has had some negative talks and reviews, especially from Roja fanboys, from obsessors of Roja, right? I don't have brand loyalty, so I don't care enough to have brand loyalty. Although I have a lot of different brands, I don't really have brand loyalty regardless, even if I have a lot of fragrances from them. I can drop any of them at any given time. But this fragrance, when I say I wore it, I've been wearing this all winter. I cannot get enough of it, so much so I bought 100 ml, and that's Apex O Intense. Apex O Intense. I went through this so much so that I had to get me 100 ml. I absolutely love this. Every time I wear this out, I've gotten compliments from men. I've gotten compliments from women. Not every time. I'm saying that like it happens, especially in environments where it's social. And it's nothing crazy. It's you smell nice. What I love about this fragrance is the greenness of it. I wasn't a fan of the first two Apexes. They were cool. I never felt the need to own any of those. They're like old school sheepers, right? This is a sheeper with a more of a modern, fresh take and twist. This has this realistic crush mint, like crush mint. Probably one of the more realistic mints. Like if you go somewhere and you get a mojito and you ever had real mint and you grinded it up before you put it somewhere, you get that in this. It has all the molecules like the ambroxan and other things. This fragrance, first of all, lasts all day long, over 10 hours. That is somewhat unheard of. And I mean pumping for like over 10 hours. That is unheard of for a lot of different Rojas. It's just kind of not his bag. This just lingers and lasts. You got this grapefruit in here, so I get like this grapefruit mojito because I believe there might be some driftwood and some ambroxan in here. So you get this salt that you normally get in this mojito, grapefruit, crushed mint, woods. I don't care what this smells like nothing that I own. So it's unique. It's extremely mass appealing. It's easy to wear. You can wear this to the gym. You can wear this to the office. You can wear this casually. I've been wearing this all winter. I cannot wait for springtime to come for me to wear this. This is going to do numbers in the spring and in the summer. This was a great release. Yes, it's not Diaghilev. Yes, but I don't think everything is Diaghilev. I think people get too caught up in everything has to be artisanal with these brands. I think that just doesn't make sense to me. And this is proven by the fact that Roja's #1 selling fragrance is Elysium. And I don't care what nobody wants to say. Elysium isn't that overly complex to me. It's just, Elysium is just a nice, it got some leather. It changes, but this changes on skin. It changes a lot on skin. I get this fresh crushed mojito. Then it becomes this nice citrus, forward, woody, grapefruit fragrance that gets a little like ocean breeze, bro. To me, I didn't like the 2 Apexes, the other 2 Apexes. This is this the kind of fragrance, I'm be honest with you, if I run out of this, I'll rebuy it. I'll rebuy it. That's how much I like that fragrance. I like that a lot. Do I like it better than our Solar Blue? No, I don't. But it's up there in wearability, likability, uniqueness, last all day, compliments, mass appealing, but yet also complex. When you've worn it, I'm not talking about going to the mall and smelling it. I'm talking about wearing it and living with it over a period of time. Then you understand it. And it took me some time. Again, I burnt through half of this before I bought a bottle. Sample. It might not be for you, but for me, I'm telling you, when I run out, I'll rebuy that bottle. I will rebuy that bottle. And you can get it at places for like $200, $199. That is a steal, bro. That is a steal of a fragrance for me. The next fragrance we're going to be talking about is another one that has people's panties in a bunch. Like people's panties are like losing it over this fragrance. They're upset. To me, I love this fragrance, and I'll tell you why I love this fragrance. This is from Roja. This is Elysium Noir. Elysium Noir. I've been wearing a lot of this. I love this fragrance. The reason I love this fragrance, this is what Chanel L'Exclusive should have been. This is what, to me, when Chanel announced L'Exclusive, I thought it should have smelled like this. And it didn't. That's why I bought it and I took it back to the store. That fragrance was boring to me. It was flat. It was nothing but an ambery, woody scent. Sure, it was cool, wearability. But for $200, it just absolutely did nothing for me. With this, I get everything it should have been. I get darkness. I get a blue scent with some tons of leather. That blackberry note adds some character to the fragrance. Yes, do it kind of, is it kind of giving you different blue fragrances? A little bit of Chanel, maybe a hint of Dylan Blue. Yes, it does. To me, it gives me what I wish Chanel L'Exclusive would have been. When you want to talk about a niche version, and I'll probably do a video, the best, if you like Chanel or you like Dior Sauvage, and you want a niche version of that, a true niche version of that, I like this, bro. I don't care. Now, is it weird coming from a Roja? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But Elysium is their number one selling fragrance from the brand. This is setting up on the counter in Neiman's for the person who walks through the mall, who passes by, who's not in Fragcom, who's not rude to the sales associates, who a sales associate says, hey, have you ever heard of Roja Dove? No, I haven't. Hey, this new fragrance just came out. I'd love for you to smell it. Give me your hand. Spray it. They'll buy it on the spot. That's who this is for. Not for the person who watches fragrance videos all day. Not for the person who does. Now, retail for this, what is retail for this? Somebody put retail. I believe retail you get, ooh, bro. There's a darkness in this. Again, to me, this is what Chanel L'Exclusive should have been. It's just what it should have been. That leather to me, and this is on paper. On skin, it smells better on my skin. There's this sweetness to it, like this fruity, playful, sweet, youthful sweetness without being. I think at certain discounters, if you look around, you'll probably can find this for about $269. I think that's a solid price for it. $500 plus, no. Hell no. I wouldn't pay retail for it. No. I wouldn't pay retail for it. 220s, 260s is about where you want to be with this. That's where you want to be at. Yeah, man. This is a grab and go fragrance. It's a grab and go. Has a beautiful sweetness. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I get like a really darker version of Elysium. I mean, listen, I have Elysium. It's a good fragrance. But this idea that Elysium is this overly complex fragrance isn't the case. Elysium is just a really good fragrance. Elysium's the kind of fragrance that when you walk through a mall, you see a man walking through the mall, you look at him, he has some designer on, he has maybe is his lady walking in with a Chanel bag. You say, okay, they don't mind spending some money. You're the sales associate. You say, hey, let you smell something. This is what you let him smell. This is what he buys at retail, and he leaves. You know how I know? I was at the mall, and I saw people buying fragrances at retail. I know. Shocking. People buying retail. Majority of people pay retail for fragrances. They're not Facebook groups. They're not paying retailers. They're paying retail. That's why it's a $65 billion industry, because they're paying retail. I like that. I like that. There is this kind of like bubblegum kind of sweetness to it. But I mostly get that on paper. On my skin, I can only speak for my skin. That doesn't come up. That doesn't come up. On paper, it comes off a little flat. On paper, it comes off flat. On my skin, those leather, blackberry, sweet, citrus, accords, dark. I mean, the leather really comes out on my skin. I love Chanel, Bleu de Chanel. I love it. To me, Bleu de Chanel is a legendary composition. I've never really been a fan of the Sauvage part of the blue fragrances. I've never been a fan of that. It's kind of, I don't know, it just never intrigued me even when I smell it. Now, I can admit Sauvage smells good, but it never drew me in as this must-have fragrance in my collection. Shout out to people who love it. It never really did that for me. Chanel did that for me, which is why I have the EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum. When they was announcing L'Exclusive, I was hoping that it would have been something like this, and it wasn't. It was flat. It just did nothing. Elysium Noir gave me what the next level of Chanel, Bleu de Chanel Parfum it smells like a next level to that. Now, somebody will say, well, yeah, that's Roja. It should smell way above that. But to me, Chanel, I know, although designer, Chanel is still Chanel. Let's not, Guerlain is still Guerlain. Dior is kind of still Dior. It's not, Imperial Armani. It's Chanel. You can get Platinum Egoist, and it's still Chanel. It's still quality. Maybe might not be the most based on price, but it just, to me, I like it. I'm not going to keep harping on that. I like it. And then the last fragrance, one of the last fragrances before we get to my top 10, was a fragrance when I was shopping. I picked up, I talked about this fragrance on TikTok. I'm trying to be a little bit more active on TikTok. Just because that's kind of really the wave. I've kind of abandoned IG a little bit to a certain degree and kind of just went over to TikTok. That's kind of where it is. And it's not from a get paid kind of thing, although there's a lot of money to be made over there. Maybe we'll get into that later or maybe on another day. It's a lot of money hand over hand being exchanged over there. But that's never here nor there. This fragrance, I went to the mall, I smelled the fragrance houses. I smelled all the fragrances from this house that were available. They were solid. None really kind of captured me and blew me away. I smelled this particular fragrance. It's marketed towards women. I sprayed this on skin based on the style of fragrance it was. I kept smelling it. I left Saks, walked down to our house, got me some furniture, walked to CB2, got some more pieces, and then went over to RH and bought a dining room table from RH. Throughout that time, I just kept smelling it, kept coming back and smelling it. I returned to Saks and paid for it retail. Now, I'm not telling y'all to do that. I am not telling y'all to do that. I'm telling you what I did. And this is from Bruno Cucinelli. It's an Italian house. And this is Pour Femme from Bruno Cucinelli. I mean, I've worn this. Now, what you get is a beautiful musk fragrance. I cannot wait till spring and summer to wear this. Now, why did I pay retail? I think it's overpriced. I'll start with that. I love just the simplicity, but the quality of the bottle. But it's not a tad bit overpriced. Now, this is 150 ml. For 150 ml, I think I paid $280 for 150 ml. For 100 ml, it was like $220. It just made sense to get the 150 ml. It just made sense, especially with the kind of scent it is, being that you're going to be spraying a lot of it, because it's not a beast mode fragrance. Oh, I love this fragrance. So what this is a musk fragrance, a musk dominant fragrance. When you want to talk about clean linen, when you want to talk about dryer sheets, this is what this is. Now, to me, Italians, nobody does citruses like Italians. That's my personal opinion. That like Calabrian bergamot kind of thing, like Paris, Monte Carlo, Xerjoff, they kind of just know how to do citruses. Sorry, not sorry to anybody else who likes citruses. I just think nobody can do citruses like them. You get this Italian bergamot on top of tons of ambrette, musk, maybe a little bit of sandalwood in here. It's a very creamy, because there's some woods in here. Is cashmere in here? I'm not sure if cashmere is in here. There could be some cashmere and some sandalwood, because you get this warmth. Like when you smell it, you smell heat, like warm, literally like coming out of the dryer kind of warmth. The reason I like fragrances like this, for me, I'm speaking for me. I'm not telling y'all to go out, because you're not going to find this at discounters. You got to pay retail for it. I'm not telling y'all to do that. What I'm telling y'all is, for me, because I like variety and I have a fragrance wardrobe, which means it has to fit in there. This is when I wear a fragrance when I don't want to wear a fragrance. That's when I wear this. The same way I kind of wear musk therapy from Initio. I wear this when I don't want to wear a fragrance. If I'm going to be on the airplane in close proximity, you wear something like this. Now, in the wintertime, I'm getting something that's a little bit closer to skin. I'm putting about 12, anywhere from 12, maybe 14 to 12 sprays on the times I've worn this. And I was getting wafts here and there. Nothing crazy. It's not going to be a loud fragrance, at least not yet. In the summertime, in springtime, I want to see what this does. I can't wait to see what it does. So I can't speak to it yet. But this is like quiet luxury to me. If you're going to work and you work in an office environment where they're not really perfume friendly, maybe like the hospital, this would be a good one for that kind of environment. It's just pleasant. Airplanes, pleasant. You just want to rip and run, white t-shirt, casual, button open. You don't really want to smell like a whole bunch of amberous, humid outside, like stupid humid. This is when this is going to work. A nice, beautiful musk fragrance. Again, I like it. I pay retail after smelling it. I do not regret this purchase. I'm not telling y'all to spend y'all hard-earned money for $270 or some close-knit fragrance. But to me, it fits in my fragrance wardrobe. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it. Maybe get a sample at best, but to me, it really, really, really fits. That's a brunch fragrance. Now, I will find out. I'm afraid I might have to put like 16, 18 sprays in the spring or summer, but we'll see. Again, it's not spring or summer. I can't speak to what it's going to do because that's when I really want to wear that. Middle of summer, humid, hot, that's when I really want to wear that fragrance. That's when I want to wear that fragrance. I'm gonna smell one more and then I'm going to pass on the rest of these 4 Xerjoffs. I'll do that on another video because I don't want to overdo it. But I want to smell Torino 25. I kind of like the Torino series 21. Is that the mint one? 21 is the one that I own. 22 was okay. I didn't feel the need to own it. It was okay. Wasn't blown away by 22, but it wasn't bad fragrance either. 23, I think 23 was like a no. Well, I think there was like a whole bunch of white florals, I believe. 24, which let me make sure this ain't 24. No, this is 25. 24, 23 and 24, I think I get mixed up. 24, I was just like, no. And 23 was like, okay. Or 23, I was like, no. And 24, I was like, it's okay. But let's see what 25 hitting on, and then we're going to get into what the video is kind of on. Ooh. Sweet, tropical, woods, amber. Sweet, tropical, woods, amber. It's like, interesting. Extremely sweet. I'm getting like some citruses with tropical, with a slightly syrupy, but not too syrupy tropical fruit. Don't nobody type the notes up. I kind of want to work through this because I don't want to actually see somebody's comments and look at the notes. Citrus. Maybe some sharp bergamot in here. What is that? It's like a tropical. I might have to put this on skin. I'm being reminded of something. Like it's going in a realm that's familiar, but not really. Because I'm getting this syrupy sweetness. slightly musky caramel kind of thing going on. Citrus, tropical fruits, woods. That's cedar. It's like sweet. I can't differentiate if it's cedar or sandal, but it's like blonde woods. It could be gaiac. It's like a blonde wood. It could be some gaiac. But this sweetness is throwing off the woods for me. Not in a bad way. It's just I can't really identify it. But I feel like there's blonde woods, this caramelic amber accord, musk. Like, is this their version of God of Fire? But not really. Okay, I'll look at the notes now. Let me see what the notes. It's not bad. Grapefruit, rhubarb, musk. Okay, that's what's throwing it off. Suede, leather. I think the rhubarb, that greenness. What maybe was the rhubarb and the ginger making this spicy grape? Is that not God? Was that giving me like a tiger? Nah, bro. It's maybe it was the tiger DNA, not the God of Fire DNA. Almost like what's I own it. What's psychedelic? Who makes that again? Not Diptyque. Is it? No. Who makes psychedelic again? Psychedelic. I'm having a brain fart. I won't put this on skin. This might get bought. Javoy. So it's almost like Conduit 21. A little bit. Like Conduit. Okay, this goes on skin. I might get this. I might get this. Bro, it was not on my bingo card. It was not on my bingo card. Stand by. Stand by. This was not on my bingo card of things to get. Let me look up something real quick. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. So you know, I'm looking up where I can buy this for a good price because I'm about to buy it now. If I find it for the good price, I'm probably going to buy it right now. I just don't want to pay retail for it. Just because I know I can, if I'm patient enough, it'll come. Yeah, I'm on a couple of websites. I'm on a couple of websites. If you don't believe me, I'm on a couple of websites. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that too. If I can find that. Let me go to a couple of, hold on, stand by. Let me go to a couple of joints. Torino 25. I don't think my go-tos don't got it yet. My go-tos don't have it yet. I'll be patient. I'm gonna be patient. It reminds me of Conduit a little bit, but not really. But Conduit goes into this Tigar kind of thing. This doesn't really go into Tigar. Not really. Not a lot, actually. Calling it Tigar is a stretch, actually. It's a stretch. I get the sparkling citruses. The rhubarb might be taken in another direction. It's like in the family, but like a distant cousin. Huh. If I can find that for like 220, 230, I'm copping. I'm copping this. I think 23, I didn't like 23. I think Torino 23, it just did nothing for me. Okay. I'm gonna let that do what it do. I'm gonna let this Boadicea. Okay. Lannosea, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not mad at this purchase. I'm not mad at the Boadicea, actually. I'm not mad at that. You know why I'm not mad at this? Again, the Boadicea, I'm not mad at all. I get why people who have been around the brand can feel that it's cheaping down. Now, what I will say is $625 is a little wild. That's a little wild. But you can get a 10 ml for $62. And that's retail for the 10 ml. $62. I don't think that's not bad, actually. I think 10 ml, because with the 10 mls, is you get like a miniature bottle. I think you could spend some time. I think that's not a bad investment, 62 for a 10 ml. I ain't gonna hold you. That's not bad. But $625 for 100 ml, it's not a $625 fragrance for me. But it's already gone through transitions. When I first sprayed it, you got this zest lemon on top of leather, like lemon leather cocktail fragrance. Now I'm still getting that leather, that lemon's turned down, but I'm getting this almost, I think the sweetness of the dates in this like Bacor smoke is now coming in, which is really weird. It's weird because the dates and stuff and the plums were near the top, and now it's coming in into a almost different fragrance. So people who say this isn't complex, I mean, it's already changed into two different fragrances. I still like it at 220, 275 though. 275, I still like it at 275. Oh, I mean, listen, I like this. It's mass appealing, but continues. It's complex enough to me. This isn't bad. I mean, how many more times is Boadicea going to do another Rose Oud fragrance? Like, how many times are they going to do Rose Oud? One has to ask themselves. Like, I think they should hang that up. I think Rose Oud, I think they should just hang it up. I think they've done enough Rose Oud. I don't think anything they're going to come out with Rose Oud is going to be anything special. I would love to see them drop like a really nice a tea dominant scent, a really green tea scent. I would, and it up, please, for the love of God, don't make it smell like oolong cha, but go into a nice tea scent. It can be a black tea, it can be ginseng, it can be hibiscus tea. Find a tea scent and make it. I'll be all over that. That's what Boadicea should do. But I'm not. Listen, I get it. I get the whole Boadicea losing its charm. It's too mass appealing. I'm sorry. Yeah, for 625, I don't like it. 625, I'll be like, yeah, nah. But I'm not mad at the three something I paid for this. But I think 260, 275, even if it's a partial, I think you jump on that. I think you jump on that. Yeah, I'm happy with this purchase. I'm happy. I'm happy. It smells like nothing else I have. You can't say that with a lot of Boadiceas, Mr. Christian Provenzano. I'll just avoid CP at all costs now. Anytime I see his name on something, I used to love it. Now I'm just like, I'm cool. Because I would hate to have something that I already have, because that'll just piss me off. Okay. That's my first impressions on a list of fragrances. Depending on the time, we might be, and answer some questions. I might get back to some more Xerjoffs, but I think that's where I'm gonna stand here. So let's do a recap. Let's do a recap. A quick recap. Seraphim Khus, I like it. If you have precious treasure, you don't know how to wear that, you get the same build in precious treasure with some woods, incense, tons of musk, this tonka bean accord with vanilla adding this creamy, almost like vanilla tobacco thing coming up, almost nutty, creamy vanilla tobacco. Is kind of how I would personally describe it. With some resins in it. That's how I would describe this fragrance. And it's not as dry. It's not as dry as Vaseline. It's not as dry. I think if I was going to compare the two, because they are similar in construction, I think this is a better fragrance release. Not that Vaseline is bad, but I just think this is a better fragrance release. This is actually a good release from the house. I like that. Wintertime, that's going to get burned. Cold weather, that can get burned. Cigar lounge, that can get burned. Whiskey lounge, that can get burned. With the guys, that can get burned. But when they get warm, that's going to go on the back of the shelf, because it's not going to get burned for me. All right. Next one. Louis the 13th Rosé. I have a bottle on the way. I have a link to the bottle. I have a bottle on the way. This men who aren't afraid. How can I say this? That's PC. Men who, and this doesn't make you less of a man or more than a man. I'm just saying men who are okay wearing feminine scents. Men who enjoy conversing with women. I'm not saying dating women. You can be a gay man. You can be a straight man. You like being in the presence of women. This will just draw women in. If you are a gay man and you wear this, I can see you have all the girlfriends and you're doing the most. I can see them loving you on some, yes, I can see that happening. If you're a man who enjoys heterosexual man, be specific, and you somewhere, Miami, DC, Chicago, Detroit, rooftop vibes, you out partying, you dressed like casual. Again, you can have the powder blue suit on, or a suit with some colors. It could be canary yellow, like springtime. White shirt, dress tennis shoes, mimosas, some seafood. I can see crab legs and lobster, some steak, some pancakes. I can see all of this happening. This is going to be a great fragrance for that. You will be able to work the crowd. You can work the crowd with this. You can. You'll work the crowd. I'm telling you, one or two women, if you're confident, are going to ask, what are you wearing? Trust me on this. Matter of fact, if you're the type who's confident in yourself and you're a people person, I would almost bet money. I would almost bet money that you will get asked, what are you wearing? Now, they're going to ask you that because they're going to want it themselves. But what that did was now start a conversation because they wasn't talking to you before. What are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing this. How are you doing? What are you drinking? Like, it's conversation, and then you take it from there. Whatever that looks like. I like this. I got a bottle on the way, so I put my money where my mouth is. My bottle is coming on the way of this. So, yeah, I like that. Torino 25. It's sweet. I don't know what that is. It might be the rhubarb. The grapefruit ginger isn't. When we see grapefruit ginger, we think Tiger. And for a second, it kind of reminded me of Javois Conduit. But even Javois Conduit that goes in the Tiger, because of the amaretto, really leaves Tiger and goes more into a Guerlain, what's the name? Ideal cologne kind of thing, like a niche version of cologne. That's because of the amaretto, gives that almondy liquor kind of thing. This, it's doing its own thing. It's leather, it's citrus, it's sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that some way, somehow. I'm gonna get a bottle of that. And then last but not least, my two Rajas that I absolutely glad I have, and that's Apex O Intense. To me, I've been wearing this all winter. It's one of my favorite fresh winter fragrances that I've been wearing. I'm gonna do a video. My next live will be about fresh winter fragrances. Just know this has been my number one. Just know it's my number one. So when I get to number one, y'all already know what it is. I don't have to belabor the point. I've been rocking this. Tons of people say, man, that smells good. This lasts all day long on me. You have to like mint, though. You got to like mint. You have to like mint. If you don't like the green crush mint, this is far better than the original Apexes, the two ones prior to this. Far better scent to me. Because I was never going to buy those. That I bought immediately. And then last but not least, Elysium Noir. Elysium Noir, although one would say that why is Roja doing a blue fragrance? I would argue that it's Elysium. Elysium isn't overly complex. It's not turned out. It's not Diaghilev. Elysium is their number one selling fragrance that lets you know who's pushing the market on the brand based on sales. They've created what? Four Elysiums? The Parfum, the Cologne, Parfum, the O Intense, and the Noir. I didn't really care for the O Intense. O Intense is cool. I'm good without owning the O Intense. The other three are this. I like this. I'm sorry. This to me is just what it's a great alternative, a niche alternative to Bleu de Chanel. If you love Bleu de Chanel's DNA, this is like the next step after the Parfum to me. It's the next step after it. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I love Bleu de Chanel. So again, I think Bleu de Chanel is a God tier fragrance. That's how I view it. If you don't view it that way, you don't need this. This is what I wish L'Exclusif would have been. This is what I wish it was. Great release. I don't care what nobody says. This, walking through the mall, the sales associate pulls a man walking through the mall, doing some shopping, says, here, smell this. I think you'll like it. He's going to buy it. That's what this is for. This is to make money. They're going to make money. And that's some of my first impressions on some new fragrance unboxings. So I told y'all this is going to probably be a little bit longer live. Let me look at some comments and see what see what some of the comments we're talking about. Torino 25 is getting bought. I'm telling y'all now. It's getting bought. Somebody said the distributors will start carrying it in March. It's not bad depending on how much you can buy it for. It's not super complex, but it's very good for what it is. You know, I don't know, my brother. I mean, depends on how you are describing super complex. What is super complex? Because what I'll say is this. It's already changed twice in a matter of, since I won it, it's changed twice. To me, that's complex. What's not complex is like some of these Louis Vuitton fragrances. Afternoon Swim is not complex. What you smell is what you get. Let me see. I'm trying to think some more non-complex fragrances that are like overly priced. Like, I mean, it's changed twice. I don't like right now. Right now, I'm getting leather, a really nice leather cord. You know the leather, the same leather they used in the King. The same leather they used in Oud Sapphire. This almost like, it's not suede, but it's a really smooth, soft, supple leather. It's not a Tuscan leather. It's just a really smooth, supple leather. What I'm getting now on skin is leather with hints of smoke. And now the dates are, now it's turning Middle Eastern on my hand. It went from a lemon drop leather boozy cocktail to a leather Middle Eastern fragrance. To me, that's complex. I can't speak to nobody else. To me, it literally changed. It's two different fragrances. What I'm smelling now is not what I was smelling in the beginning. To me, that's complex. Now, is it worth $625? No, not really. I wouldn't. But yeah, man. I don't see how people saying it ain't really complex. It's two different fragrances. To me, that's complex. If it's not linear, it's complex to me. I don't know. While I get ready for this second half of the video, somebody define to me what's how would you define complex? Put in the comments what you define as complex. Bro, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by a couple of things. I'm not blown away. Hear me out. I'm not blown away, but I'm impressed. I'm smelling this rosé, and I can't wait for the bottle to come in. I cannot wait for the bottle to come in. That'll be in less than a week. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that blind buy, which I didn't have to blind buy because I could have bought it while doing the live. Once I said I liked it, I'm happy with that. I already told y'all in the video how to wear that. Torino 25 inevitably will be in my collection before the end of 2025. That was on my bingo. That was not on my bingo card of things to get. I will own that, Torino 25. To be honest, it's outside of 21, 25 is the only Torino I felt like I needed to get. I didn't need 24. I definitely didn't need 23. And 22 was cool. It was cool. Wasn't bad. It was cool. 21, had to have it. 25, I have to have it. Ooh. Yeah, 25. All right, moving on. Let me get to the second half of this video so I can get a good edit. Read some comments. I like Lannosea scent DNA. Just didn't like the price point. Yeah, I hate the price point. I think the price point is absolute trash. Negative 400. Performance could be a little better, but it's super solid. Jonathan, what kind of performance you getting on it? What kind of, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of performance you getting on it? I've only smelled 21. That was great for me. I'm assuming you're talking about Torino 21. Complex. Somebody said complex fragrances have transitions. Full, top, mid, base, different aspects, smelling them up close and in the air. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not really about the top, mid, base, because I think that's just structure design. That's not how the fragrance transitions. That's why sometimes when I read reviews or I listen to a review and they review a fragrance based on the fragrance pyramid, I almost say they full of shit, because that's just the construct, not necessarily per se what you're going to get. Like, there's a lot of fragrances that have oud in the base. As soon as you smell a fragrance, you can smell oud. I think about Lannosea or Lannosea. I smelled leather off the rip. I'm pretty sure leather's in the base. I smelled leather off the rip. If somebody's telling me they only smell lemon, I believe, what were the top notes? Lemon, dates, and something else. Lemon, dates, rum, and something else. If they said that's all they smelled and they didn't smell the leather, I don't know. I would just kind of question that. But yeah, I like this. We'll see what longevity gives me. Somebody said, my guy Ernesto said Provenzano did a great job with Bowtie's fragrance. I'm scared, bro. And Bowtie, that's my guy. I know it's for the low. I might pick it up for the low. I know somebody said it restocked recently, so I'll probably get that on the low. My thing is, if it's even, I'm at a point I kind of don't like Christian Provenzano, if I'm kind of going to be honest. It's like I've smelt enough. He's gone to house. He's done the same thing over and over again. I don't know if he's being lazy. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm perplexed on how to feel. He's just kind of, I don't know why he does that. And if I know it's plum and booze in Bowtie's fragrances, in Bowtie's fragrance, if it smells even a little bit like the King, a little bit like Plum Japonais or the King, I'm going to be pissed, because I don't need that in my collection. Somebody tell me, do it smell at least 50 to 60% like Plum Japonais? If it do, I'm cool on it. And it's not like it's not a good fragrance. I'm cool on the Plum Japonais DNA. I have the King. I have Rag and Bones Amber, which gives me that. I have a couple of fragrances that it just really, I don't know. Again, to me, it's a Christian Provenzano thing now. I avoid him as a perfumer in anything he got his name on. I don't trust it. Put it like that. I don't trust it. If his name is on it, I'm thinking to myself, what is he bringing over from Boadicea that he's putting on another fragrance? The only time I would jump ship is if he went to another fragrance house and did a faith. I should create a fragrance, get somebody to pray Christian Provenzano and say, hey, bro, I need you to make faith. Then I can be like, yo, it's a repackaged faith with a twist. Then I would, if it was faith, then I would be more inclined to overlook the cloning of it. I would overlook it. I'm just being totally honest with you. It smells more like plum and cognac. See, a scent, Center Woods plum. See, I'm cool with it. I don't want to knock. That's my guy. Y'all know I love them. Him and his wife, his family. I've talked to them outside of this internet BS shit. I have a semi relationship with them outside of the internet. So I'm not talking bad on that. I'm more or less talking about the Christian Provenzano thing. I personally just cool on that DNA. Now, for those of you who don't own the King or some of these other fragrances, I think it's a great fragrance to have. How much is that fragrance? Like $110? I think it's for the low, right? It's like $110. Somebody put the price. Somebody put the price on this fragrance. Matter of fact, somebody 75? That's it? 75? Somebody put the link in the joint. I'm gonna go ahead and copy it. Somebody put a link. I'm gonna copy it right now. Somebody put a link. Somebody pull it up, pull a link. I'm gonna copy it right now. If as long as it ain't the King, I'll copy it right now. And if it's something that you know, if it's something that I just kind of already have, then I'll just give it away, bro. I'll give it away to somebody in the group, I guess. It's supposed to be 95. It's reduced to 75. Somebody put the link. Put in the link. Come on, y'all. Stop typing. Put in the link. I'm going to copy it right now. If y'all put in the link, I'm going to copy it. It's good. I'm going to take y'all word for it, bro. I'm going to take y'all. I want to support. I'm telling you, it's not a bow tie thing. It's a Christian Provenzano thing for me now. I just avoid them. I got I don't want to call it a personal beef, but I kind of have this thing with him now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like enough already, because you're talented enough to do your own thing. You're extremely talented. You're good at what you do enough with the inspirations. Like you're too talented not to be the flow. Stop going with the flow. That's how I view him. It's like a disappointment to me. That's how I feel. It's sold out now. All right. Well, I'll tell y'all this. I know y'all posted in the group. Next time y'all posted in the group, tag me. Next time y'all posted in the group, tag me in the post in the group, and I'll copy it. I'll copy it. Not the U.S. Hold on. Sold out. I'm in the U.S., bro. Somebody just put a link up. I don't know where to get it. I want to move on to the video, but somebody just put a link up. I'm gonna copy it real quick, and that'll be it. I'm gonna copy it. Ordered mine 4 days ago. Sold out. Y'all, I don't listen to me. I am your conscience. Stop typing this sold out and put the actual link in the comments. Thank you for your support. Just put the link, bro. It's not that hard. Anyway, we'll move on. Somebody hit me in my inbox with the link. I don't know. Whatever. Figure it out. All right. So let me take a sip, and then I'll put the link up. I must have missed it. Hey, Ernesto, put it in my IG. Send it to me in IG. I'll copy it. Send it to me in IG. Let me know when you did that. $75. I mean, that's short money. If I don't like it, I'll give it away. I mean, I'll probably like it because 90% of all fragrances smell good. It's just, I might not need it. It's just be like, I don't really need it. Oh, there it is. Somebody just put it up. My man, Jason. Let me put it up. $75. Sold out in the UK. Add the cart. We're going to do a live purchase here, y'all. Add the cart. Is it in my cart? Go to cart. Check out. Let me see. Let me put my information in real quick. Y'all give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go ahead and show love. Get this joint out real quick. Shipping a different. I mean, I got it. Again, that's what I said. It's my beef with Christian Provenzano, bro. If I'm gonna just keep it about with y'all, I got a beef with that man because it's just unnecessary. Excuse me. And then we're gonna get to it. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. For those who just For those who just joining in, we did some first impressions. You can rewind back. What we're gonna get into now. All right, for those who y'all that think I might be bluffing, paid. So cop, perfect. Copped it. All right. Cool beans. Let me put back YouTube up. I'll take y'all, it's easily a $200 fragrance for that price. We'll see. I mean, y'all said it, we'll see. Listen, I'm sure it's going to be good. I just don't, there's certain things I want redundancy of and certain things I don't want redundancy of. If y'all catch my drift, I just don't. But again, my beef is with CP. Of course, it's not with, Bowtie. That's my guy. But, I see CP, I avoid CP. Just where it's at. Yeah, the king is discontinued. Yes, the king is discontinued. Well, Ernesto, you might be able to answer that. Is the king discontinued? I just think it's hard to get. I don't know if it's discontinued no more. I think you can find it. I think people still pop. It's just one of those kind of fragrances you kind of gotta work your way in groups and find it. I'm not sure if it's discontinued, but again, I got the king, so I really, when it comes to plum and booze, I kind of if you search around, you can find the king. It's just I got that, so it's like I'm good on that DNA. But I'm gonna support the brother. Yeah, despite my issues with Christian Provenzano. All right, moving on. See where we're at. All right, I'm gonna try to make this a little bit quicker, and we'll go with it. All right. Peace, everybody. Again, this is your guy EQ. On today's video, we're gonna be discussing 10 of the most irresistible, delicious fragrances for winter 2025. I'm gonna be talking about fragrances that lean gourmand without being too gourmand. To me, these fragrances are extremely wearable. They're great for date nights. And some of these fragrances are great for just going about your day. I think these fragrances that I'm going to be discussing are absolutely erotic with some sensuality to all of them. On these fragrances, you're going to get notes like chocolate. Some are going to have vanilla. Some may have a combination of both, maybe a little bit of caramel. But before we start, one, I want to give my shout out and give to today's sponsor of today's video. Again, that's Anson Belt and Buckle. So with that said, I'm going to do a couple of honorable mentions. I'm going to do a couple of honorable mentions. Now, when we talk about gourmands, there's some fragrances that are extremely gourmand. Now, I discussed this in many videos. When I step out the house, I don't always like going around smelling like cookies, cakes, and creams. But back when I liked smelling like that, I remember one of the most gourmand houses I've smelt, and I was on them from the beginning. I think this is some of their first releases from the house, and this is Juicette, and this is Gourmand Bacor. And this is Gourmand Bacor Creme de la Creme. So what you get in both of these fragrances. Now these fragrances I used to like wearing, but I don't like going out the house smelling like cookies. So I've put these up. I should get rid of them. But in case I ever return to wanting to smell like cookies when I leave the house, these are great. So with the original Gourmand Bacor, what you get is something smoky, lactonic, like a sugar biscuit, milk and cookies, like a sugar cookie. I think it's some cinnamon. You get some leather. You get some Bacor. So it's like leather smoke. It's almost like Italica, but not really. And I have Italica. I didn't want to bring it down on this list because I could have made this list really like Xerjoff heavy. But I have a few Xerjoffs in here. But great fragrance. With Creme de la Creme, the best way to describe this fragrance is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup with a little bit of smoke. If you want to leave the house smelling like chocolate, dark chocolate, peanut butter with some smoke and some woods, then you want creme de la creme. Me, I don't like leaving the house smelling like that. So not anymore. I used to. So those are like your true gourmands. Let's talk about a couple more sexy gourmands that are wearable before we get into it. Another one that we're going to talk about is one that, back in 2016, 17, 18, and a little bit of 19, this particular fragrance had the girlies going crazy. They loved it. Now people love to hate it. I think this fragrance is a victim of its own success, but I'm telling you, when you wear this fragrance outside, it works. I do not care. It's almost like Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or Aventus or Baccarat Rouge 540. It's a victim of its own success. But when you wear it outside, it works. And this is from Xerjoff, this is from Casa Marati, and this is Lyra. What you get here is caramel, blood orange. I believe some licorice might be in here. When it comes to vanilla, when it comes to delicious neck nibbling, Lyra is always going to be that girl, as the girlies would say. I know people are tired of wearing it because it had a great run from like 2017 to 2019. It had a great run on YouTube and people just got tired of talking about it. But just because you're tired of talking about it don't mean the fragrance stops smelling good. It's been a while since people talked about it. When you go back and revisit this, it's warm, it's neck nibbling, that blood orange with caramel, with a little bit of aromatics. I believe some lavenders in here. It's more than just a vanilla to me. This is just neck biting fragrance. And that's from Casa Marati, and that's Lyra as an honorable mention. A few more honorable mentions before we get on the list. The next one on the list is one that I wasn't able to get a full bottle of, but I got, a refill of, and I bought an Amazon atomizer to put the fragrance into a refill when I want to wear it. This is chocolate, straight up dark chocolate, but it's dark chocolate with some cinnamon and some citruses. So it hits a little bit more wearable. And this is from the house of Killian, and this is Noir Aphrodisiac. Noir Aphrodisiac. So again, this is their refill. If I had a 50 ml bottle, you put it on, you twist it, you fill it up. But with this, what you get here is you get just a beautiful chocolate, citruses, cinnamon, and I believe, let me see if I can open this. I believe it might be, it's almost like a slightly powdery, I believe iris might be here. I believe might be some iris butter in here, making it a little bit smooth. So with this, if you want to wear something that's chocolate without smelling too much like a straight up chocolate bar, because that cinnamon and citrus kind of combo makes it more than that. Although a chocolate fragrance, I think it's one of my favorite just straight up chocolate fragrances that I just like to wear because it's not too dense. And that's Noir Aphrodisiac from the house of Killian. The next fragrance is not a victim of his own success. Actually, it's somewhat a victim of his own success, so much so that it's had 3 flankers now. This DNA has been done before. It's not a unique DNA, but it's a great DNA, so much so that clone companies jumped in on this fragrance. Y'all know what it is. We don't need to belabor the point. And this is Killian's Angel Share. Killian's Angel Share. It's refillable. This was, when they went to these bottles, they made the fragrance extremely affordable. Now, for me, before the end of the year, I would like to add Paradise and Angel Share on the rocks. I just don't want to pay the retail price for them. When I see the price for the great price, I will pick up bottles of both of those. I'm just not going to pay retail for them. They're good, not that good. If I was going to rank the other two flankers, I would rank Paradise as number 1. I would rank Angel Share on the Rocks as number 2, and I would rank the Angel Share, the OG, at number 3. Number 3 doesn't mean that it's not good, but it just works. When you're in a cozy environment, you get some booze, I believe you get some tonka, you get some woods. It's just cinnamon. Overall, solid fragrance, a compliment getting fragrance. Y'all know the DNA. It's so good that it's been cloned by various different companies. So it speaks for itself. That's Angel Share. The next fragrance is going to be a 2-for-1. A lot of people, when they talk about neck nibbling fragrances, and they haven't talked about this fragrance, I feel like this fragrance hasn't been talked about and really haven't made a lot of lists in probably like the last 3 years. But to me, this fragrance is still this fragrance. Now, this fragrance, I have the OG and I have the flanker of it. And I just think when it comes to vanilla, when it comes to benzoin, it in the wintertime, it just works. And that's from the House of Nishani, and that's Ani, and that's Ani X. Ani X. So with Ani, what you get is ginger, citruses, tons of benzoin. To me, although considered a vanilla fragrance, to me, this is more of a benzoin fragrance. Tons of benzoin in here. Spices, vanilla, citruses. When it comes to X, I believe you get more of those citruses up top. This is like more of a spring, summer, but even in the wintertime, I get this citrus creamsicle. Great vanilla, warm, cozy, inviting. It's more than just a vanilla fragrance to me. They're complex to me. These are complex vanillas that I just think you can't go wrong. Again, no one's talked about these in a long time. When it comes to performance, both of them perform like a champ, no issues. That's Ani X and that's Ani from the House of Nishani. Moving on. So that was all my honorable mentions. So we just going to get into it. Hold on 1 second. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. One more honorable mention. One more honorable mention is because this fragrance is new to my collection and I haven't worn it enough. But this fragrance is more than just a chocolate fragrance. It's giving me so much more. Y'all saw when I did the first impressions of this house. And some fragrance is from the house caught my attention more than others. This was one that did. And this is from Thana Parfums. And this is Zaharoff from Thana Parfums. So for those who didn't see it, look at this presentation. Impeccable presentation. I already told you their presentation is amazing. Now, my problem with the brand, and I've reached out to the owner and told him, is they need to do something about whoever's shipping. He said that they were working to their distributors to do better, but they have to use bubble wrap in paper in their shipping. Every single time I've gotten a bottle from them, which just was sent to me by the brand, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it was rambling around in the box. The box wasn't secure. Things have fell off. It's a mess. And when you're paying money for something, you should not get your packages that way. But with this, I believe you get some tonka, you get some incense. Tonka, incense, chocolate, some spices, and maybe a little bit of woods. To me, this is a chocolate fragrance, but it's more. Yeah, man. That incense is almost lemony on top of chocolate, some woods, sweet, not too sweet. It's something in here like a little peppery. I believe this the one that got pomelo or like a pepper or pimento or something in here. So it has like this warm spice to it, sweet, warm spice. So it's more than just a straight up smelling like chocolate fragrance. And that's why, and the reason why this is an honorable mention, because I have not worn it out enough outside of testing it where it should beat my other 10. My other 10 have been worn, they are bangers. But this isn't a bad one. This is one of the ones that caught my attention from the house, which is why I got it. And that's the Hoff or Dolph. All right, y'all ready for the list? Let's get to the list real quick. All right, starting in at number 10. At number 10, this fragrance, when you want to talk about citrus creamsicle, when you want to talk about vanilla fragrances like Ani, when you want to talk about a citrus fragrance that really can be, you can wear all year round, one that wants to attract the noses, one that's going to be long lasting, one that's just neck nibbling with a twist. This is one that I have enjoyed. This is from the House of Perfume Aroma, and this is Dulce in Fundo. Dulces in Fundo. Now, with this, you get citruses, creamy vanilla, some woods. It is a straightforward, almost linear fragrance that lasts all day long. If you want a vanilla that's not just vanilla like Tejota, but you want some citrus, like you want a little twist to it, a little kick, Dulces in Fundo is a really, really good, delectable, delicious fragrance. Yes, it kind of goes into this gourmand thing, but you don't smell like straight up cookies to me. You do smell like vanilla, but I think the citruses, the bright citruses, adds a little bit of twist to the composition. A little goes a long way. Oil concentration is heavy on Perfume Aroma fragrances. Y'all know what the vibes is. That's Dulces in Fundo from Perfume Aroma at number 10. Next up is, of course, from one of my favorite fragrance houses. To me, when it comes to sensuality, when it comes to neck nibbling, when it comes to a fragrance that draws people in, you start thinking about not just notes of vanilla or amber. You can start thinking of things like honey. You can start thinking of things like roses. So when you start talking about rose patchouli drizzled with a little bit of waxy honey, this is one that just absolutely works. This is a great date night scent. This is one that I found that just wants to draw the person in, the type that wants to step beside you. And this is from the House of Bodicea, and this is Ardent. Ardent from the House of Bodicea. I love this fragrance. The dent is what the dent is. People say that this comes off a little bit like Noir de Noir because it's rose and patchouli and oud, which is what the Noir de Noir is. Yes, but this has a little bit more depth to me. It doesn't go into the chocolatey realm as much as that one does. This almost goes into this waxy honeycomb kind of thing, drizzled on top of this jammy rose with a hint of honey with rose patchouli oud combo. This is just Ardent. If somebody wants to say, hey, I want to get into Boadicea, I want to kind of get into rose oud, I'm a little scared, but I want something great for date night, this is one I would always recommend. Ardent, and it's not going to break the bank. You can get this for the low ski. Probably under $200 is what you can get this for. That's Ardent. At number 9. Coming in at number 8. When you talk about coziness, when you talk about just drawing people in, you got to think about notes of coffee. You got to think of just something that's going to wake people up. A little bit of booze. Easily one of the best coffee fragrances out there. This fragrance has won awards. I have the old presentation. That's La Cita de Cafe from Day 3 Fragrances. La Cita de Cafe. For those who want a beautiful coffee, almost chocolate, vanilla, slightly boozy fragrance, this is one you cannot go wrong with. Again, I have the old presentation. I think the new presentation just looks so much better. Yeah, it's just neck nibbling. You can't go wrong with coffee. It's like Folgers in your cup. Yeah, start the morning off right. This is great cold weather fragrance scent, a great date night scent. One that's easy to wear. You can't go wrong. For me, I only do about 6 sprays on this, generally speaking. I only do about 6 sprays on this. That's me. And not because it's not loud, because it's not a room full of fragrance. It's just because the way I like to personally enjoy this fragrance is not punching me in the face with so much strength and power. I like this fragrance that gives me this cozy waft every now and then. It just makes me want more of it, and it's not overwhelming. That's how I like to wear this fragrance. And that's from Day 3 Fragrances, and that's La Cita de Cafe at number 8. Moving on. And that was gifted to me. I need to tell y'all that. I'm required to tell y'all that. That fragrance was gifted to me. So I'll tell y'all that by requirement. Anything else was gifted? I think I told y'all Lana Parfums that was honorable mention was gifted. I think that's it so far. But I like to be transparent with that. People might say, oh, you just putting stuff. You're not. I'm telling you, it was. So take those opinions with a grain of salt. But La Cita de Cafe has won awards with or without me talking about it. It's fine. Get a sample, though. By all means, sample it. Don't trust my word. Next fragrance. Next fragrance to me is easily, and this is at number 7, is easily one of the best honey fragrances on the market. This fragrance, when it comes to gourmands, blew me away. And it blew me away not because it was like the greatest fragrance I ever smelled, but it blew me away because what this fragrance was trying to capture, it did. And this is from the house of Zaharoff, and this is Signature Arm. Signature Arm. This fragrance is like a Greek pastry. You can smell the honey, the crust. You can get the nuttiness in between the crust. It's very syrupy, warm, wearable. It came out and did exactly what it was supposed to do. And a lot of honey fragrances just don't do that. So it's a honey fragrance, but on such a different level. Easily one of the best honey fragrances. Presentation is incredible. This fragrance was gifted to me. And this is from the house of Zaharoff, and this is Arm. One of the best honey fragrances on the market. I also have a 50 ml of this. So I have this one, which is 120, and I have the 50. The 50 is what I've been wearing most of. But I love the presentation on the 120. Stunning. Moving on. That was number 7. This next fragrance, I can't take credit for talking about this fragrance. I have to give my guy in my Facebook group, who's in various Facebook groups, Andre, for really putting this house on his back. Now, once he put the house on the back and I got this fragrance, then I kind of like started getting stuff that he didn't have. But I wouldn't have never really jumped out the window and even really experienced this house if it wasn't for me trusting his nose and his word. For those of you who are in groups with Andre, you already know what this is going to be. And this is Wah from Dar El Tib. Wah. Now, what you get here, they don't put a lot of notes in this fragrance. They don't put a lot of notes when you go to the website from Dar El Tib. Somebody can write the name of some of these fragrances so somebody wants to Google it. But what I get with this fragrance, you get a beautiful, and I mean, this is Middle Eastern. That's everything ain't gonna be $50, bro. It ain't gonna be no $50. This is Middle Eastern perfumery to me. This is respected Middle Eastern perfumery to me. Respected. I get vanilla, sandalwood, musk, jasmine. Y'all know I don't really do jasmine. I get jasmine in here, but I don't get indole. I get something that's sweet, slightly green. And it also might be, I feel like at times, like on paper, I'm getting a citrus in here. I believe that's another white floral. I believe that's like orange blossom. I don't think it's a neroli. I feel like it's more orange blossom, a little bit of jasmine, some sandalwood, some musk, some vanilla. But the vanilla dominates this fragrance. Noir is such a great date night fragrance. Noir is warm. It's comforting because it is musk, this Middle Eastern musk. Oh my God. Tendernism. That's what Noir is. Noir is tendernism. Andre, I want to thank you. I give credit where credit is due when somebody really put me on. I mean, I was not aware. I was not only not aware, I was not looking. This is not a fragrance I can just say, well, I can just go down to DC or Virginia and smell it. No, bro. This was a straight up put on. A straight up put on. Also want to put my guy Jason for putting me on to the house at Thana. He put me on that. So I want to give credit there too. He put me on to the house of Thana. Wasn't aware of the house. So shout out to him. I'm gonna give credit when somebody put me on. Noir is such an impeccable fragrance. Yeah, and I believe it's not going to break the bank. I believe you can get it for under $300. What, $225, maybe two? Might be a little bit more with tariffs now, because for the most part, you're going to have to get this from the Middle East. So it might be around $260, maybe, give or take. But this used to be anywhere from like $180 to $225 pre-tariffs. But Noir, this is a cheat code. Noir is a cheat code. There's no European brand, no fragrance house that has a fragrance like this. It's not a clone. It has all the royalty of what you think of when it comes to the Middle East: money, royalty, success, abundance. That's what Noir is. From the house of Dar LT. Noir. Shout out to Andre. This next one coming up is one of my favorite date night fragrances. Back at my old house, I dropped this bottle and almost lost it. What I end up, and I can show you the crack. I don't know if the crack gonna come up, but if this chipped just a little bit more, I would have lost all the perfume within this bottle. But I cracked it. But what it did crack was the atomizer. So now when I want to wear it, I use a pipette to take it out of the bottle in order to put it in an atomizer. A 7.5 ml atomizer I got from Amazon is how I using a pipette. But I think I want to get a backup bottle just because I like it that much, that when it comes with a spray nozzle, I can just reuse it again. This is from the house of Serge Lutens, and this is Santal Majuscule. Santal Majuscule. I don't know if that cracked, but that thing was chipped. You can't see it on the camera. Well, yeah, you can't see it. I can't see it on my camera. It is chipped. But anywho, what you get here is chocolate, sandalwood, rose. I believe maybe some cinnamon in here. Might. But to me, this is all about rose, chocolate, sandalwood. That's it. Again, it might be some sentiment in here, might. But this, when it comes to date night, when it comes to sensuality, when it comes to neck nibbling, when it comes to cozy, when it comes to everything, when you think romance, chocolate, and roses, Valentine's Day fragrance, this is like up there. If and when I do a Valentine's Day fragrance, this will be one I will speak on. I'll probably do a quick list on TikTok. Just know that this one would be one I talk about. And that's Santal Majesty from the House of Serge Lutons. And that's at number 7, 6. That's at number 5. Number 5. Coming in at number 4 is just, it smells like a pastry without really being a pastry style of fragrance, because y'all know I say I don't really like going out smelling like cookies. But this gives me just a little bit more than just smelling like cookies. You get some oud, you get some woods, you get this bakery, this ambery vanilla thing going on. And this is from the House of Roja. And this is Sweetie Oud. Sweetie Oud from the House of Roja. I had 10 ml decants of this, and I just bit the nozzle and got a bottle. Now, I wish I had the old presentation where the label was blue, and I believe the crystals might have been blue as well. This is the newer presentation, and this is just, what can I say? This is oud, delicious oud at its finest. And because of the warmth and just luxurious nature of oud, I just find this to be so absolutely exotic. Just, if you have sweet oud, it performs well on my skin, performs well, projects just fine. Put about 8 sprays of this on and go about your way. If you really want to be a stunner, I like more being around the 5, anywhere between 5 and 8. I don't really do more than 8. If I got to put more than 8 on, I just think I just need to grab another fragrance. This fragrance, I don't think needs to be worn loud like that. And this is Sweetie Oud from the House of Roja at number 4. Next up, and I think I'm making good time. Good, I'm making good time. Next up is a fragrance that, to me, when you want to talk about oud, chocolate, citruses, you can't talk enough about this fragrance and wearability. You won't leave the house smelling like, oh yeah, citruses. I believe there's a little bit of licorice in here, maybe. I get almost this black licorice accord. This is, when you want to wear something like chocolate, but you just don't want to smell like a chocolate bar, I think it's a great fragrance from the Stone label. This is from the House of Xerjoff, and this is Symphonia. This just 100 ml. I had to get it. Again, there's ways you can wear these gourmand notes without walking into a bar and smelling like cupcakes. I get it. In 2016, 15, I was for that. But then I thought about it. If I'm going to a bar, but I want to wear something warm and inviting, I don't really want to smell like I've been cooking, like I came off a part-time job at a bakery. The same way I don't want to come to a bar smelling like I've been in the fry department, smelling like fries from McDonald's, right? I don't want to smell like that. But there's a way that you can wear these gourmand elements and still be highly attractive, highly desirable, not juvenile, with a sense of sophistication. This is where Xerjoff comes in, and that's Symphonia. Symphonia. Oh, God. Another good one. That's at number 3. Next up on the list, we're going to stay with chocolate. This is rose and chocolate. You want to talk about romance? Rose, chocolate, and patchouli. Some would probably also say that this fragrance can go into the noir, de noir kind of DNA. I can see how they can say that, but to me, it's too sophisticated for that. I'm not saying noir, de noir ain't sophisticated. Let me back it up, because that's a great fragrance. That is a really good fragrance. But this fragrance takes it to another level. When you want to talk about date night, when you want to talk about setting the tone, the stage, when you want to smell delectable without smelling like straight cookies, that's what this video is about. You go for a fragrance like this from the house of Xerjoff. This is Via Cavour from the house of Xerjoff. Rose, chocolate, patchouli. When it comes to, when I think of a date, when I think of somewhere fancy, I'm gonna be dressed up casual. I might be in a sweater like I am today. I might be in a button-up. I don't want to walk around like all I do is wear tennis shoes all day. I want to know what utensils to eat with when I'm having a 3-course meal. I don't want to be making slurping sounds when I eat. I don't want my teeth to hit the utensils. There's a certain level, like, act like you've been here before. Vehicle 4 is acting like you've been here before. Vehicle 4 at number 2. When you want to wear chocolate and you don't want to smell like straight up chocolate, go there. One more. Hope y'all all are doing well. 123 people. I'm glad you came in. Hit the replay gang. Watch the content. Appreciate y'all. Last but not least, I need to wear this more. I got this fragrance last year. I think it came out last year. I think the fragrance came out last year. The times I have worn this, I have enjoyed the wearing experience. Now, some would say that this fragrance is almost gourmand. But yes and no to a certain degree on my skin. Yes, it comes off like that, but there's so many other things happening within the composition that when I do want to go gourmand, this is probably where I'm going to go. I need to wear this more. This has blood orange, vanilla, butter. This is from the house of Roja, and this is Lost in Paris. Lost in Paris. I need to wear this more. The times I've worn this, it just works. But when I was thinking about this video and what I want to convey, and something being neck nibbling, and something setting the tone, but yet don't smell like, I'm just coming into puberty. I think about class and elegance. I think about these fragrances, these 10 fragrances especially that I mentioned. Now, this is supposed to smell like this, French dessert? I think a crepe. But the way on my skin when I wear this, what you smell on paper is almost very gourmandy. But when I put this on and you just wear it out on skin, out and about, those citrus elements really pop to me. So I like that. then I get this pastry feel throughout the fragrance. And then I start getting these woods. It's a very interesting yet delectable fragrance. It is my number one for 2025. We'll see what happens in 2026. But if Gourmands is what you like, Gourmands is what you desire, I think it's one you should definitely take a look at adding to your collection. I paid retail for this when it came out. It might have came out in 2024, actually. Did it come out Christmas 2024? Yeah, I think it did. I think it came out in 2024, actually. Like October, November-ish, somewhere around there. Because I think it came out around the same year Tia Bergdorf, Tia BG came out. But anywho, Lost in Paris from the House of Roja, my number one most irresistible fragrances for winter of 2025. So those are my videos. That's my list. If your favorite isn't on the list, please put your favorite down below. Don't be offended because your favorite didn't make the list. I was only doing 10. I did a couple of honorable mentions. Trust me, I have 15 or 20 more I could have pulled from up there. But in 2025, plus the honorable mentions that I want to discuss, this is kind of what I want to talk about. And these fragrances all hit for various different reasons. With that being said, make sure you hit the like button, follow, subscribe, share it with a friend, and let's help this channel grow. I know I'm really close to hitting 18K, which is a milestone for somebody who don't post content like that. But anyway, I appreciate all your support. Peace. Cool for the edit. All right. With that said, people, let me read some comments. Not as bad. I thought this live was gonna be longer than I thought it was gonna be. Let me just scroll back some more. Okay, let me go back to when y'all was talking about bow ties fragrance. I got that, so we don't need to hit down that no more. Ernest Angelo said $200 fragrance. The King is discontinued. Yeah, you can find it. The step of my game up this year. The opening will remind me of Amethyst. The mid will remind you of Calamont Black and Boadicea Victorious. The base is a creamy tobacco. It's AACO. I'm assuming that was the other part of tobacco, like a tobacco vanilla, I think is what you said. All right, cool. I look forward to you know what I mean, seeing what that joint hitting on. I'm sure it'll be good, and if it is, it'll probably make one of my list. Again, I just kind of avoided it just because I got my own personal beef with Christian Provenzano. I think he's a great perfumer, but I just hate that he I just think he can be so. Look, I get it, man. He gonna go whatever, pay him, and he can only go based on the brief. But I just think he can be so much more. I just feel like he can be so much more. With some originals, I just think he just could. I think he's too good of a perfumer and too good at putting notes together where they transition so much. And that's what makes Bodicea fragrances somewhat better than originals. Now, I know people will say Bodicea is a clone house. I get where they say that. I understand it. I'm not going to argue or belabor that point. And when people say, well, you say clones aren't better than OG, so how is Bodicea better? What makes Bodicea better is with some of the fragrances, it take out the screechy elements. With some of the more affordable clones, they have screechy elements to them. Sorry, not sorry. They tend to have some screechy elements to it. CP tends to eliminate these screechy elements. Even when you look at something like Hasu in Ganymede, that screechiness is not in Hasu. And what Boadicea does is put these notes in such a way that where the wearing experience is interesting to me from beginning to end. With some of the fragrances, some, not all, but I also don't feel the need to own every Boadicea. But to me, I just think that's where I feel like I just feel like he can be with that skill set. I just feel like he can be so much. He can just break the third wall, and I just think he just plays it safe. But I also think he goes where they pay him. So I don't know. I heard the Pantheon fragrance smells like Nutella. Yes, I don't really want to I don't even want to really walk out the house smelling like Nutella, if I'm be honest with you. I'm really like away from the like gourmandy thing. I'm gonna be honest, like in the wintertime, when I leave the house, this is the problem with me and having all these fragrances. And outside of doing content and having to have fragrances for content or to draw things in, a lot of my gourmands I can probably get rid of, not because they're not good. It's because I can only wear one fragrance a day. And in the wintertime, when I leave the house to go somewhere, generally speaking, I'm putting on an oud first and foremost. I'm wearing oud in the wintertime. I'm just telling you, I'm wearing oud. If I'm going out, I'm wearing oud. That's first and foremost. When I don't want to wear oud, the second thing I might reach for is an amber fragrance. That's like the second thing I'm going to reach for. So I'm reaching for Mitza. I'm reaching for Amber Absolute. I'm reaching for Persepolis Ombre. I'm reaching for Ombre Perso. I'm reaching for Ombre Rousse. Then I'm going there. But sometimes ambers become animalic and they get powdery. And I don't feel like wearing that. So now I'm looking at tobaccos. This is my hierarchy in cold weather. Then I'm looking at tobaccos and I'm like, well, sheesh. I got enough tobaccos. I mean, from Herod to Coute. The tobacco fragrances are endless. So now I'm looking at that. After the ouds, the ambers, the tobaccos, then it's like, what kind of vibe am I on? I'm probably going cedars and vetivers. So I'm picking out a fresh scent like Lavish or Vetiver Imperial, or I'm wearing that. And then after that, I start saying, damn, I feel like wearing a citrus fragrance in the wintertime. Then I'm reaching for like my imaginations. I'm reaching for my Apex O Intense. I'm reaching for my Blue de Chanel's. I'm reaching for those. Then after all of that, then I start thinking about gourmands. I start thinking about gourmands. So my gourmands, a lot of my gourmand bottles are going to be my more fuller bottles. They're never going to have the most dent in them, because about time I get to the point, at least since 2020, maybe 2021. From 2021 to 2026, it's been all ouds, leathers. Oh, I didn't even talk about leathers. It's been all ouds, leathers, ambers. That's been my go-tos. Ouds, ambers, leathers. After that, tobacco, cedars, citruses, then gourmands. That's been my hierarchy for like, 4 or 5 years. So Lyra, I haven't worn Lyra since, I wear Lyra to bed. When I want to go to bed and I get out the shower in the wintertime, I put Lyra on. But wearing Lyra out, I mean, not Lyra, Italica. But wearing Italica outside, I probably haven't worn Italica outside since 2021, maybe 2021. I just haven't. Sorry. It's just kind of one of them things. It just kind of sucks. Let me read a couple more comments. Just bear with me so I get to some comments. Y'all, I was talking about WAR. Let me, hold on. The price ain't bad. Okay, hold on. The opening reminds me, all right, amethyst, the nose will be mature. I think my nose has matured. I'm feeling all the amber fragrances. Yeah, ambers just work, man. Ambers work now, but you got to be careful. Sometimes ambers can go a little powdery. And if an amber has too much benzoin, like Grand Soir is more of a benzoin fragrance to me than it is an amber fragrance. I know amber has benzoin or some elements of it to create the amber accord, but it's really extremely benzoin to me than it is a amber fragrance. And so when I put Grand Soir rank it into my list of favorite ambers, it's not even top 15 for me. It is what it is. Thanks for all providing great content. I got one question. In Boadicea, the King, is the leather note smooth like suede or prominent leather? To me, it's a prominent leather. It's not a suede. It is leather. It's leather, tobacco, plum, cognac, some florals, I believe, and some oud. I believe oud is in the King. So you get a little bit of smoke. The King is great for cigar lounge kind of vibes. Whiskey, cigar lounge. It's almost more masculine than it is delicious, if that makes sense. It's like a cool masculine fragrance. Like it's kind of mature more and more I think about it because it has tobacco with that oud. So it's almost smoky, maybe a little bit ashy. But then you got that vanilla plum cognac thing going on. So I would say it's more of a prominent prominent leather. Papillon smells like Nutella. Dulce and Fundo smells like vanilla ice cream. Yeah, a little bit. I just get tons of citruses with vanilla. It's just, to me, it's like a vanilla, it's like an orange creamsicle to me. Ardent, pound for pound, the best Boadicea for the price. Absolutely. Ardent is the best Boadicea for the price. Marvelous, or it said message retracted. Did a admin hit you with something? I don't know. But hopefully you wasn't out of pocket. Let's see the dick. It's like spice rum cake. Love that fragrance. Dar LT Wah. He put it up there. Wah is outstanding. The musk used is impeccable. Yeah, Wah's incredible. Dar LT got some joints. The musk is top tier. Wah's top tier. Deer musk and Wah. That's what they say it is. That's what they say it is. I don't believe deer musk is in there because deer musk is outlawed and it's been outlawed in fragrances for a while unless it didn't go through IFRA. I don't know if they're really actually using deer musk. I question that. But if it is, cool. You got to try Cavalier EQ if you like Wah. Jonathan? Who was Cavalier by? If you don't mind, I'm reading through some comments, so I'll probably get to you in a minute. Before we get up out of here, I like Gourmandish rose scents. It's so fluffy and a compliment monster. Absolutely. Cavalier is another one to get. $220 with $30-$40 tariffs. Ugh. I don't know if I want to pay $260 for Wah. And I know it's only an extra $40, but I just don't. I don't know. Some part of me is like, just wait it out. Meme is legendary. Rum musk. I have Meme. I have Wah. I got Noon, and I got another one I can't think of the name of. I paid $17 in tariffs for my backup bottle of Wah. So, Cavalier is one of my faves from the house. If you paid $21 for tariffs in the Middle East, similarly priced. I got Sweetie Out Ooh, old presentation is crazy. Smoky berry pastry vibes. Yeah, man. I don't know if I really get Parfums de Land and Wheat number 3. I've seen people compare the two. I don't know if I necessarily get that. Somebody said Lost in Paris gotta be. Okay, that's probably when I was talking about it. Lost in Paris came out late 2024, correct? Currently one of my favorites, Chris Collins, Roja, Britannia. Britannia is one I kind of want to get, but I think it's hard to get, and I'm not about to pay top dollar for it. It's not that serious for me. Amber Intense from Fragrance Du Bois. Have I smelled that one? I feel like I was at the mall. I smelled that one. I don't know if that's one that really caught me. Cavaliers by Dar Al-Tib. Okay, I'll look into it. Boadicea will take a 480. I would say I assume that's price fragrance and make it 4K quality non-bottles. Yeah, they do that. How somebody said Hasu is fire. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's fire. I think some of it is overpriced. And I admit that. But the price is the price. You pay it or you don't. I don't complain about price on fragrances. If something is out of price for me, I just don't buy it. I don't make really an announcement about it. I just be like, I'm not really feeling it. And I just don't buy it. Parfums de Empire Ombre Rousse. Yep. Dar Al-Tib. So I think I got to all the questions. Let me see what this Lannosea or Lannosea. Yeah, man, the lemon is gone. I just get this buttery, leather, smoky. I don't want to say spice rum. I just get tons of leather. Maybe a little bit of some woods, some musk. Maybe that's the coffee. I feel like it's the dates and not the coffee. I feel like I haven't picked up the coffee, but that's why you got to wear things enough times before you really get it. I'm not really getting the coffee vibes that they say are in this fragrance. Now, what I will say, it looked like it's setting a little bit closer to skin. So performance-wise, we'll see. We'll see. This might be a 7-6 hour fragrance. I don't know. Might be a 7-6 hour fragrance. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be your traditionally, 10+ hour Boadicea. I think it's gonna hit like Defender. I think it's just gonna wear like Defender. Which Defender, I like Defender. I'm not in love with Defender, but I like Defender for what it is. But like Defender and Lannosea, I think they should be around 275, 325. I feel like retail should have been 425. Retail 425, discounters somewhere around 270, 280, give or take, if you can find it there. And that's where things should be. But price is what you pay, value is what you get. Figure it out. Rosé. I wish I would have put this on skin. Because now I'm hunting. I have another champagne fragrance. Over here. I'm looking at it. Millicene. And then I have Roja's champagne at BG. Now I feel like I just need to collect champagne fragrances. Like get about 2 or 3 more champagne fragrances. I mean, I have Ombre Rousse, but I don't really, that's an amber fragrance. Not really, like when I smell that, I don't smell champagne wine. I don't get that. This is, bro, you have to be okay with rose though. And when I say rose, not a masculine rose. You got to be okay with a feminine rose. You have to be okay with that. If you're okay with that, this is going to do numbers for you. Women, you should get this. Women, you should definitely get it. No hesitation, buy it. Men, if you have a lady in your life and you don't think you can pull it off, consider it a gift for your lady. But I like this. But I like this being dressed a certain kind of way. I'm not wearing jeans and t-shirts per se. I'm going to be dressed a certain way when I wear this. I like this. I ain't gonna lie, I might like this on a lady more. Just because it's a beautiful, it is a gorgeous fragrance that I will wear from time to time, and I know how to wear it. Yeah, man, I'm impressed. I'm glad I pulled the trigger on it. 25 is getting real leathery. It's getting, you know what the leather reminds me of in 25? This is Torino 25 I'm talking about. The leather reminds me of Morning Chest. Yes, I'm talking about the leather cord, not the fragrance. It's giving me like Morning Chest. Absolutely like Morning Chest. It's like a Tuscan leather. And I'm not talking about Tuscan leather, the Tom Ford fragrance. I'm talking about real Tuscan leather. Real, supple, soft, expensive. Yeah, 25 is getting pulled before the 25 is getting purchased before the end of the year. I'm not going to be in a rush to get it, but I would like to add that at some point. 25, I would like to add that at some point. All right. With that being said, let me see if I got any more comments that I can read off, and we'll go to, let me see, my favorite Gourmand pick for 2025 was Al Oud, Emirati Oud, Dates Vanilla Oud, Devotion, Blueberry Vanilla Oud. Sounds amazing, bro, Jonathan. That sounds incredible. Let me see. Thanks for putting me on a Harmonious, and it's better on my skin than Creed Original Santal. I'm glad you like Harmonious. I don't see the comparisons to Creed Original Santal, but I'm glad that works for you. Jonathan says like 6 hours top. Yeah, it smells like a 6-hour fragrance. And I think that's another beef with the route that Boadicea is going, because Defender is about a 6.5-hour fragrance. Now, 6 hours is good for me. I'm not doing more than 6 hours anywhere, but I do understand when people are paying retail and they're paying $600 for something, they want more than 6 hours. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. You have to figure that out. I couldn't see myself buying this for $600. I couldn't see that. But I don't dislike it. We'll see. Let me wear it for a couple of weeks. Let me wear it for a couple of weeks. Just wear it. And then I'll give my pure thoughts. Right now, I like it. I'm not in love with it. I doubt I will ever be in love with it. I don't see that happening. Do you know the channel, the Drawdown? I'm not really doing that many more collabs as much, man. I'm just kind of not. The ones that I will, just do is me, Darian, and Beard, when we get our stuff together, we all over the place. We've been meaning to do something together. It's just kind of we're just kind of, we got things going on. We got family and stuff. Other than that, I don't think Verse Sense is coming back. I'm kind of cool on that for various reasons. Not because it wasn't a good series, but because I don't know. When I was trying to expand, I was trying doing something. I guess people have beefs that I didn't know about. Maybe, and I'm not about to beg people to do it, and I wasn't trying to do it for clout. It was like, okay, let me do this to bring different things and bring this Verse Sense kind of thing together. And then it was just too much to bear. And some people just going to be too good for it. Luckily, I have people I have a mutual respect for who fuck with me. I was able to get Justin. I was able to get Ross. I was able to get Big Beard. I was able to get Darian. I was able to get the perfume guy, Sebastian. Like, these are people who have a mutual respect for what I do, like on a just a level. And then I got my guy, I got Dedrick on, and it's just sometimes the logistics, just me trying to get time and then coordinating, and then it's just because I wanted to get to the point where I was just kind of hosting it, but then that's just a lot of logistics, and I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? I want to do some female reviewers and kind of get it, but everybody busy in their own world that trying to do that. You know, I didn't want to say, I wasn't trying to come up on nobody as far as like get followers just for that. It was just an idea. And I was like, well, it's my idea. Let's do it. It's just a lot. And I just don't feel like going through it, if I'm gonna be totally honest with you. So that's probably a Dunsky. That's probably a Dunsky. It was fun while it lasted though. Other than that, it's been almost 3 hours. Listen, we'll come back. Y'all already know what time it is. On Monday, my Hurricanes are playing. You won't see me here on Monday. If I was to go live on Monday, it's going to be a reaction of the game. It's going to be like Gilly the Kid. We're going to have drinks. We're going to talk about fragrances. I'm going to be cursing on the mic. I'm going to be watching the game on TV. And it's going to be a lot of trash talking, profanity, and a whole bunch. And I just don't know if I'm going to be drunk. I'm going to be in my Hurricane Orange. I don't know if I want to be on camera presented in that way when I'm fully invested in my Hurricanes. So y'all won't see me on Monday. Depending on if we win, you might not see me on Tuesday. If we lose, you might not see me until Wednesday or Thursday. But I do want to do another live. I have a couple more ideas I want to do. I want to get back to the lives. But other than that, listen, y'all, I appreciate all the love, support. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the weekends. Be safe. Drink responsibly. And with that being said, appreciate all the support. Peace.